Big delay going again. Okay, we're live. YouTube live, Facebook. Okay. Just waiting for the studio audience. The live studio audience. I know we have a studio audience out there somewhere. From the basement storeroom of WDWL TV, with great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station, the grumpy old man, me, and that idiot is still on strike, so there'll be no bow. And I think Ron was first. I'm not sure. Ron's here, Kathy's here, Linda's here. And I figured that polka was very appropriate for the 103 subscribers. Boy, Mrs. M pulled off a feat. Oh my God. Unbelievable. 103. It only took 6 months, but hey, now we only need 97 more. 97,000 more, but I know it was up on the screen last night, but I waited because you never know what's going to happen overnight. And this morning, there it was, 103. Oh, if I wasn't in so much pain, I would have done a handstand. Yay. Oh, yes, oh, man. You don't realize how happy, and some people to be 103. What are you celebrating for? This little channel that does nothing but talk around a coffee table. It's amazing to have that many subscribers. I mean, we don't do anything special. We just talk what's on our mind. And, oh, Linda, that prednisone is actually, I messaged my pain management doctor. I said, that shit's making it worse. He was like, oh, you're going to be full of energy. Oh, I got one more day to take it. I'm going to take it tomorrow, and we ain't doing this. Oh, no. To me, it's intensifying the pain. Oh, no game tonight. Oh, I was looking forward to see if we were going to get another win. Uh, did you ever see those? And you have to be an old-time woodworker. They're wood clamps, and you twist them, and they come together to clamp wood. Well, that's what it feels like I have on my shoulder right now. It's like at the back of my neck and down into my chest, somebody keeps twisting that wood clamp. So, actually, I've been on gabapentin. Well, I'll tell you how long I've been on gabapentin. I'm maxed out. I take 3,600 milligrams a day. To me, it works. A lot of people say after a while it doesn't. The combination of the fentanyl patch and the gabapentin was working perfect when I was at my full dose of fentanyl. Now we're going backwards. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure I can do 2 hours tonight because I'm miserable. But I don't bitch and complain. This is the first time you'll ever hear me complain. This ain't going to work. This is not going to work. And like I say, they keep throwing that spinal stem shit implant and the goddamn morphine pump. No, I told them I'm not doing no fucking surgeries whatsoever. Well, that was the fucking lie that I got. Hang on, I gotta bump this fan up. I had it on low. Soon as I close this drape, I get no airflow because it's one of those triple insulated drapes for winter. I can't find my spring drapes, and I'm too cheap to buy any more. No, I'll tell you, we were at a perfect plan with what I was on. I have gone. Well, let's see. When did we increase it? Seven or 8 years. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say a great, but I had a really decent quality of life. I could go out and work in my yard. I could work on, my passion is to tinker with my junkers. Now, Jesus Christ, I did laundry today. Oh, man. And I messaged my pain management doctor. I said, this ain't gonna work, buddy. And then, on top of it, I sent him another message. Because my buddy's wife knows I love anything with poppy seed. She was going, she follows me every now and then. And I called her this morning and I said, did you bother to look at the results for my subscriptions? She goes, oh, I didn't get a chance to watch you on YouTube yet today. Because she watches the next day. When she saw 103, she goes, I'm going to make you a dozen poppy seed Danish because I know how much you love poppy seed. I said, you better hold off. So I messaged my doctor and I said, I have heard that if you eat poppy seed, it gives a false positive for cocaine. Can I eat some poppy seed Danish? I haven't got an answer back yet. The last thing I want to do is go in for my, every other month piss test and him go, holy yatcha you're popping cocaine? It kind of makes it understandable why you can't find poppy seed anything except around Easter. I used to see, I'd go up to Gigantic Eaglet Bakery and there'd be poppy seed Danish and, assorted poppy seed items. Not to mention poppy seeds on Italian bread. I had to fucking order a loaf of Italian bread with poppy seeds because, matter of fact, for the longest time, they didn't even have it in the bakery. And then the baker gave me, the head baker gave me a rash of shit. I'm going to make one loaf. I said, yeah. Because every Sunday I would go in and I would order a loaf for 10 o'clock on Sunday. An extra big one. An extra big one so it would last a week. And the only time you see anything poppy seed is poppy seed nut rolls at Easter, which I forgot to buy me one, although good thing I didn't. I could see me eating that thing, taking my piss test last week, and the goddamn cocaine levels would be off the chart. But they just literally, pardon my English, fucked me up. This ain't working. And tomorrow, I took my Preakness winnings of 101.67 and I bet it on the nose for journalism to win. No win, play, show. I'm taking a chance, putting it right on the nose. Because tomorrow is the running of the Belmont, which is short. The Belmont, which they're running, where are they running it? Pimlico, I think. That's only 1.25 miles track. The Belmont is really 1.5 miles. That's the big race, the longest one. But since they're not, Belmont, they tore it all down and they rebuilt it. But it's not ready yet. So they're running it, I think, Pimlico. But I have to check for race time. I'm chancing it. I could use that $100, believe me. But it's been sitting in the electronic bidding thing. So I just popped it on his nose. God, the odds are ridiculous. Like 5-38 or something. I couldn't believe the odds this morning, which they'll be different tomorrow morning. I'll go in and check. Yeah, here's Grumpy betting on a horse race when I bitch at all the seniors for spending, $25, $50 a day on lottery. Okay, so much for the betting, Grumpy. Mr. Buchanan's here. How are ya? I usually call you 4207. What? Yeah. But when you crash, you crash. No, I have heard, as a matter of fact, Judge McNally, when he does his probation thing, he'll say, no alcohol, no illegal drugs, and then he's like, no poppy seed. He adds, and I'm like, poppy seed? And then I looked it up and it said, yeah, poppy seed, 8 to 5. What did I say? 8 to 65 or something? Yeah, 8 to 5 odds. I've heard that poppy seed gives a false positive for cocaine. And I don't need that to show up in my piss test. Try explaining that one away. Oh, I was eating poppy seed, Doc. Yeah, you were. Really? Honestly? I mean, thank God I didn't eat poppy seed for Easter. I just took a test. Well, it would have been out of my system by then, but oh no, it's not that easy. If I show up with like cocaine, heroin, marijuana, I lose my hospitalization coverage. I can't afford that. Now the fan's too high. I'm through special coverage with Metro. And if any illegal drug, because I have already asked about medical marijuana, which they don't believe in, I would immediately get thrown out. No coverage whatsoever. So when oh my God, she loves to bake, and I could imagine them goddamn poppy seed Danish should be the size of a dinner plate. So I told her, just hold off. I appreciate the offer, but I don't need to have no false cocaine positive in my system. I'm going through enough shit now. But man, 103, oh God. You don't know how happy that made me, because I've been begging to get to 100 for 6 months. And then to go 103. I was elated. Now, here is an interesting, every now and then I read these little trivia bits. Here is a really interesting trivia bit, okay? Now, here we are on the internet, scattered throughout the United States, Canada, and London, Australia, Sweden, and who knows where else. Get this. And we've all got them. Those little birthday cards that play music. Now, that little device is a I don't know what's smaller than a nano, but it's a mini computer. It's actually a mini computer. Do you realize that card has more computing power than existed in the entire world before 1948? That little itty bitty chip that plays Happy Birthday to You. Although my son, his odd sense of humor, he sent me a card that did nothing but fart. You open it up. With my weird sense of humor, I appreciated it, but I never had a birthday card that just farted. Okay, a Pico computer, but even... Have you ever opened a card up after the thing's gone dead? There's like... It looks about the size of an aspirin. That little thing has more computing power in it than the entire world had before 1948. Although, look at the computers in the space shuttle. They were like nothing. And look what they did. They had less computing power than a goddamn cell phone. Although, to this day, I can't understand how we can talk to the International Space Station, perfect signal, but on occasion our cell phone won't talk across the street. Yeah, and what was the size of the memory in the first Apple computer? It was like nothing. And them shuttles went up and down and up and down, and perfect communications. Just a little piece of worthless trivia for you. I went up to the store today. Oh, I can't go to the goddamn store and not get pissed off. We finally eliminated the supplier problem with my hot dogs and smoked sausage. Today, not one fucking bag of Friskies cat food. Not one. So I asked the manager, what's with the fucking Friskies? Our supplier, and this is supplier number 2 to go bankrupt. Now they're scrambling to find a supplier for Friskies. There wasn't one bag of Friskies, anything. Cat food, dog food, squirrel food, moose food, Tyrannosaurus Rex food. And they had Purina. But the only Purina they had was hairball control. if I feed my cat hairball control, oh, it works. There's fucking hairballs everywhere I look. I ain't feeding him hairball control. Oh, I was pissed. Because I don't feed none of the generics. They got too much salt and ash content in them. Not one bag. So I ended up, what the hell did I end up buying? One that I know he ain't gonna like. Can't even remember what the hell I bought. I had the receipt here. I think I threw it in the garbage. Pause to look in trash can. Thank God the trash can is empty. Nine lives. And he ain't gonna like 9 lives. Yeah. 9 lives. I think it's 9 lives regular. Matter of fact, they only had 3 bags of the 3.15 pound. Now, if I wanted to buy a 20-pound bag, whoa, there was seafood and no. Hey, Sherry, we're celebrating 103 subscribers. I hit the 100. I finally hit the 100. I've been begging for 6 months. And good old Mrs. Metcalf, she pulled off, a magic feat. I went from 98 to 103. So I'm celebrating my subscribers. And I'm in fucking misery now that they're starting to cut back my goddamn medication. But yeah, today, come on, what the hell's the matter with my... My goddamn chair got caught on my rug protector. That's another thing. I need a new rug protector. The goddamn thing's $60, $70, $100 for a piece of plastic. God, prices are... Well, you know, Ron, I'm running out of canned food choices. So I finally got one that he really likes, Delectables. But he only likes the broth flavored Delectables. Well, sooner or later, he's going to look at that dish and go, I ain't eating that shit. So I've been experimenting with the stew Delectables. Now, last night I gave him salmon and tuna, which he liked. The bowl was empty. Tonight is tuna and whitefish. Because you know how cats are. Like mine. I was buying, what the hell? I can't even remember what he didn't like the Imes. What the hell's another one of them canned, whatever. He didn't like that. So then I went to Sheba, which ain't sheep. About 3 months, clean the bowl. One night, I put the Sheba down, and he looked at me, he goes, I ain't eating this shit, and walked away from it. As a matter of fact, he tried to bury it. Cats are a pain in the ass when it comes to food. And it's like overnight with him. He'll eat something yesterday, and today, he'll knock the dish off. I ain't eating this shit. I'm running out of choices because I give him wet and dry. Like my vet said, he's got to have wet and dry. And luckily for me, he likes to drink water. A lot of cats don't like to drink water. Him, so he gets his wet food, he gets his dry food, and he gets his nice fresh bowl of water every morning. But you go in the pet store and they've got 400 choices, and you got like 3 choices left out of the 400. And like with him, like I say, it's instantaneous. He'll eat it, and then the next time, nope, I ain't eating that shit. You trying to poison me? That's like with this dry cat food. I know he ain't gonna like it. I already know it. Although I've been away from it for so long, maybe he'll eat it. I don't know. But it's getting irritating going in a store and not having product. And I refuse to go to Gigantic Eaglet because their prices are so goddamn expensive. And like Aldi's, all they carry is generic. Save-A-Lot, generic. I don't feed my cat generic. I've lost too many to urinary infections. No. Yeah, Kathy, that it is. What he ate yesterday, he might not eat today. And I've gone through this with every cat. They just make up their mind, I've had enough of that stuff. And if you leave it figuring, he'll get hungry enough, oh no, he won't touch it. Nope. some I've heard that some cats you never have a problem. 102 in Tempe. I hope you guys in Arizona don't go through another one of them like you had, what, last year or 2 years ago, where it was in triple digits for 30 days. Man. And it's like what, 5 o'clock there right now? 4 o'clock? I don't have my. I used to have my time zone map up here. I don't have it up there anymore. Which basically, if it's getting into afternoon, it should be cooling down. Well, I'd take 87. What is it in Cleveland right now? 68 and cloudy. And the temperature's dropping because there's a cold breeze blowing through, so they keep saying we might get rain. Which now my weeds in my backyard are 3 foot high. Although I've got the saw blade weed whacker ready as soon as it's dry enough. I love that machine. Well, between that and the mini saw, matter of fact, this weekend, if the weather's decent, the mini saw is going to get a workout because I got a tree to cut down out front. Yeah, that goddamn tree is too big. So it's going to get the old timber. And then the front of the house will look strange because that tree will be gone. But it's getting way too big. And it's growing right up against the foundation of the house. So it's coming down in 2 sections. You know that I can't say enough about that 6-inch mini chainsaw. You look at that, like Marianne, she looked at it and she goes, that ain't gonna do the job. And man, when I blitzed the shit out of my shrubs, she came over and said, what make is that? Writing it down. Bought one the next day. Then, 3 days later, her brother bought one. Oh, she was out there using it the other day, whacking down some tree limbs. It's amazing. I love that little thing. I've got a gas engine chainsaw with a 30-inch bar on it. Haven't used it in 3-4 years. I just pull out my little, as seen on TV, and it worked. And same thing with the Buzz Bomb Weed Whacker. The batteries don't really last a long time, which I did order 2 more. But man, does it knock the weed, just weeds go everywhere. You guys must be talking about something in the background I'm missing here. Yeah, I wish I could see everything. Something about running on a short track. I don't know if we're talking about NASCAR or horse racing. I was reading an article today. I can't remember where the track meet was. It was a state champion track meet for some school. And this girl won. And she ran over to the stands. And her father gave her what looked like a little fire extinguisher. She runs back to the infield in the grassy area, and it's a water sprayer, and she's washing the cleats on her track shoes. And I guess she was kind of making a fool out of herself. They took away her finish. They disqualified her due to this, as they called it, extreme celebration. And of course, you know, her father's protesting, everybody's protesting. Well, there's a rule against that. And it's like the rule applies to everybody except her. That's the argument, you know. Well, if they tell you you're not allowed to be doing that, and you're flagrant about it, then you deserve what you got coming. I guess they inspect their racing shoes after the race. Now I would think, with her washing the dirt off the bottom of her shoes, that it would be easier to inspect. Like if they have to measure the cleat to make sure it's not too long, not too short. Yeah. But I guess she was spraying her shoes and then spraying it up in the air. They said excessive celebration or some crap. I don't know. But it's written in the rules. The official pulled up the rule book and her father was like, oh, well, she wasn't doing that. Everybody saw her. Of course, you know, he's saying, oh, disqualifying her is too harsh. So the rules apply to every other racer on the track except your daughter because she won. Now, if she would have finished second, you wouldn't have bitched. Parents need to stay. God, I've seen YouTube videos of parents getting into fistfights in the middle of t-ball games. I'm like, Jesus. There was one I watched a couple weeks ago. It was from last season. It was what's after Little League? Little League. After T-ball, Little League. And I guess this kid got tagged out at home plate. Now, the umpire is standing right there. The kid's parents were like almost all the way up in the top of the stands. He was called out. His father come racing down the stands, jumped onto the field, and cold cocked the umpire. Of course, then a riot started. Yeah, look how many professional football players have gotten, thrown out of games for excessive celebration in the end zone. Okay, spike the ball. You don't have to dance and point at the opposing team. Are you playing football or are you doing a music video? Make up your mind. It's one or the other, not both. Oh, lightning strikes? Oh yeah, there have been a lot of them during ball games. Oh, has anybody recently been following the eaglets out in California? Now, I didn't know all this time I've been calling them brothers. They're sisters. For one named Sonny and the other one named Gizmo. Well, yesterday or the day before, Sonny finally took her first flight, and it was amazing. She flew in a circle and landed in a tree a bit off the distance. She was on that limb, and it was, then off she went. Now, Gizmo still ain't worked up the nerve. She was on that limb today, flapping her wings, and went, nah, I don't think so. And the cool thing is, Sonny keeps flying around and coming home. Not like the two in Florida that once they left, they never came back. Because they will return, because now the parents will teach them how to hunt. But it was amazing watching Sonny bouncing up and down on that limb, and the wings were going like 50 miles an hour, and she finally took the leap, and oh, it was a beautiful circle. It was beautiful to watch. So now she's flying around, coming home, flying around, coming home, flying around, coming home, showing off to Gizmo, and Gizmo's like, no. It's like, why should I go fly? Mom and Dad are still bringing food. But yeah, they said the flight seen around the world, because they have been following this little family from day one. And the, what is it? FOBI, Friends of Big Bear Valley. The website that the woman runs has been getting congratulations from all over the world. I just thought it was cool. I've been watching them daily. Matter of fact, I got them on right now. And there's poor Gizmo sitting in the nest by herself, sitting on a limb, looking all depressed. I usually shut that off. Yeah, poor Gizmo. All by herself, just looking around. I've been following these eagles at Big Bear since she laid the eggs. Well, actually, since they returned and spruced up the nest. And then she laid the eggs, and she laid 3. And they all hatched. But what happened was they had a freak snowstorm, and the youngest one wasn't tucked underneath mom enough and froze. Which was sad, because they said it's the first time that Jackie and Shadow had 3 eggs. And last season, neither of her eggs hatched. So everyone had their eyes on this pair. And they still do. Oh, Gizmo looks so sad. I can't watch. I have to shut it down. Sorry, Gizmo. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't take flight overnight. Although I'll see it in the reruns. And come on, I can't see the... Shut down. Shut off the mouse. There we go. Till tomorrow. Once they finally leave, I won't have nothing to watch, because that'll be it until next season. Because eagles only mate once a year. And the amazing thing I found out, doing a lot of reading, that Jackie and Shadow will go their own separate way until next year. And if, God forbid, nothing happens to either one, they will return to this nest. Because eagles mate for life. So I can't wait till next spring, once they leave, to watch them come back, clean up the nest, Get ready to lay some eggs. And I turned into a real, what the hell do they call it? Ornithologist? No, I don't think that's what it is. Bird watcher. Eagle watcher. Now, Marianne, she watches hummingbirds. I can't get into watching hummingbirds. She's like me. She has a separate computer set up, puts on her hummingbirds every morning. Not me. First of all, you can't see them. The wings go so fast you can't. They're darting around like frickin' bugs. Is that the name of the area where they're at? Gulf Shores? Because I was watching Florida. I can't remember where in Florida. And then Georgia. And then California. And I don't know why I quit watching Georgia. It was a state park in Georgia. I got hooked on the California birdies. But I actually had 3 goddamn computers going. I had one Florida, one Georgia, one California. Oh, that's kind of cool. You got hummingbird feeders on your porch? Or have they actually nested? I know I've seen they sell hummingbird feeders and the liquid you pour in them. I can't get into hummingbirds. Marianne sent me the site. I watched it for a couple days and went, ugh. But if you got them right on your porch, now that's cool. Just look out the window. Not nesting, just feeding, huh? Now, do you buy the liquid, or Marianne, she's got a hummingbird feeder. She mixes her own. She swears up and down we've got hummingbirds around here. I've never seen them, although I don't watch her feed her. And now that she built the Berlin Wall, I can't see nothing. I kind of insulted her. I hurt her feelings. She goes, "What do you think of the new fence?" I said, "Looks like the Berlin Wall from my side." Oh, you mix your own like she does? Matter of fact, she mixes her own bird food. She orders from some feed site each bag, and then she mixes her own concoction of food for her bird feeder. I said, "Marianne, you could go up to Mark's They have bags full. Oh no, I put the healthier stuff in. Okay. Yeah, she showed me her shipment. Each bag of, and then it's, like a quarter cup of this and 3/4 a cup of that and so many sunflower seeds, and puts it in a big Tupperware bowl, shakes the shit out of it, pours it in another Tupperware container. There. I said you could buy it pre-mixed. Oh, that's all it is? Well, that's easy enough. How come it's red? You put food coloring in it? Because hers is red. She must put food coloring in it. Maybe to see it go down. I don't know. Sometime, I love Marianne to death, but sometime I don't think her elevator goes to the top floor. Just saying. Two French fries short of a Happy Meal, Oh, when she gets on holistic medicine with me, I invent text messages. I'm like, oh, I got to answer this text. I'll see you later. God, I would think Miss Holistic wouldn't be putting the dye in it. I'll have to have a hummingbird food conversation with her. Because if she's mixing her own bird feeder food, you would think that she would be 100% safe with her hummingbird food. I'll have to talk to her when I've got 3.5 hours. The only good thing with the Berlin Wall, she can't bitch about the RAB still not running. Although I know what's going to happen. I haven't heard that car start yet. I'm going to have to talk to her. Because Miss Vegetabilitarian over there, who does everything, like I say, she mixes her own bird feeder food. You would think she would know about the red dye. Yeah, there was a big thing years ago about red dye. Red dye number 2 or red dye number 7, they stopped putting it in cereal. All that dye they put in the goddamn cereals. Just so the kids go crazy in the store. Oh, I want the blue and green stuff. I told one kid that She's, Mom, I want the cereal with the blue and green stuff. I said, you know what that blue and green stuff is? Mold. Needless to say, Mom wasn't too happy with me. But I just had to get a dig in there. I said, that's mold. That cereal's moldy. That's why it's blue and green. And I said, you can tell when it's really extremely moldy when the green turns to blue. Then it's, ooh, bad for you. Mom told me, stay out of this. Okay. You're the one paying $8 a box for fucking cereal, not me. Bad enough my goddamn Post grape nuts are almost $5 a box. And the box ain't that big. They ruin it for me. In order for me to get my Post grape nuts, I have to do away with something off my grocery list. Then, another thing that pissed me off. They don't carry any Dean's products. I want to try the Dean's dill dip. I can't find Dean's anywhere around here. Although I haven't gone to Gigantic Eaglet. I'm not going to go in there for one thing of chip dip. But Dean's has dill dip. And I want to try it. And I can't find it. I'm missing something here. Somebody was shining a light on you because you had bright flowers on your dress? You wouldn't want me shopping around you then. I would walk by and go, do those flowers glow in the dark? Oh, ow. You don't like dill? Or dill doesn't like you? I like anything with dill in it. That's why I've been looking for this, as seen on TV, Dean's dill chip dip. And they got Japalino, which I'm not going to try, because Japalino dill dip, that don't, or not Japalino dill dip, but just Japalino pepper dip. To me, that don't sound like chip dip. But I want to try the dill. I've been seeing it on TV. Dean's new dill dip. Can't find anybody around here that has Dean's. I know Mark's used to have Dean's. Probably another supplier that they... I guess I'm going to end up at Gigantic Eaglet. I hate that store. Not to mention, They did away with baskets. I am not going to get a family-sized grocery cart for 5 items. They did away with the baskets because they said people were stealing them. I never saw a homeless person walking down the street with a gigantic eaglet basket. I usually see them pushing a cart. And you can't buy them anywhere. I would like to buy my own. So that I could take it to gigantic eaglet. They call them that over in Britain, too. Buggies. I saw that on a murder mystery the other night. They happened to find the body in a buggy. We call them carts up here. Or senior citizen leaners. Oh, God, I would love to kick every person in the ass that's leaning on their cart going through the store. Oh, God, does that piss me off. People lean. One day I said to a woman, if you're that goddamn tired, stay home. Then she ran me in the ass with the cart. How did you accidentally walk out with a basket? When you checked out, you put the stuff back in the basket? Now, I've seen people go out the door with a buggy, never a basket. I even asked one day at Family Dollar if I could buy one of their baskets. I told them I'll take Family Dollar off of it, put Grumpy Old Man all over it. No, we can't sell them. And I've been all over the internet trying to buy one. Oh, oh my God, does that piss me off? They walk in normal, then they get a cart, and it's perfect because while they're leaning on the cart, their ass is sticking out. Oh, I could put my foot in every one of them asses. Ah! Do you have to lean on the cart? Are you that tired? Yeah, but you returned it. You didn't take it home with you. Linda, I would think that would give you more back pain because you're leaning at a weird angle. I don't know. I've never leaned on a cart. Maybe I'll have to try it, but to me, I would think that would aggravate it. Because, you're, like I say, you're at a weird angle. If it works for you, God love you. I wouldn't kick you in the ass then. I would just think, you took it home? Send it to me. I'll obliterate Family Dollar and I'll put Grumpy Old Man all over it. because I can't find anywhere you can buy one. I found one website, but I had to buy 50. I don't need 50. I need one. Well, if they didn't chase you out of the store and have you arrested for theft, then I guess you got away with it. Well, like you say, if it works for you, Linda, God love you. But to me, I would think it would aggravate. I know it would aggravate my upper back. But I don't think every single person leaning on a cart is leaning on it because of back pain. I think they're leaning on it because they're fucking lazy. It still aggravates me, Linda. It just aggravates me to no end. Although I'm strange, it don't take much to set me off. Well, give it a try, Kathy. If you get arrested, I'll send you bail money. If my horse wins tomorrow. Otherwise, that $101.67 is a big sacrifice, I'll tell you that. I could use that money to stock up on Lawson's chip dip. Uh-oh. That's another place I got to go this week. Back up to Circle K. Get some more chip dip. I wonder how long it would last in the refrigerator unopened. If I left a seal on it. Yeah, that was like today. This woman in front of me, she's walking in front of me, normal as can be. No sooner took the cart out of the rack. All right, if you get one, I'll give you the WDWL TV address. And then my letter carrier will go, this ain't no TV station. Like she did. My buddy's wife sent Boots a birthday card and addressed it to him. And my doorbell rang, and my letter carrier said, do you have a Boots here? I said, oh yeah, it's for my cat. She said, oh, okay, here you go. Sent my cat a birthday card with a bag of catnip in it, which immediately ended up all over the floor. Oh, over the years, I had a shitload of Manners window trays because I would do that. I would drive off with the tray. And I had 3 or 4 drive-in movie speakers forget to take it off the window, rip the cord out of the post, drive home with it. Yeah, I had 3 or 4. I don't know what happened to them. They would be neat now, collector's items. Because you tell kids nowadays, oh yeah, at the Autorama, we used to hang a speaker on the window. And you always tested it first. Because if it didn't work, you'd be driving around for the next empty space. I don't know if you could. Well, it depends on the store. You know, if the store wanted to give you a buggy or sell you one cheap. But see, I never get that many items. I guess it's for 2 reasons. First of all, it gets me out of the house. And second of all, I like to go up and kibitz with my little cutie cashiers. Because like one day I'll shop in the morning and I'll get to see Anna. And then the next day or the day after, I'll go in the evening shift and I get to see Olivia. The dirty old man. I'm waiting. There was an opening there. Where did I put that? Well, that's like today. I asked Olivia, I said, how old do you have to be to ring cigarettes? Because, like, if I get cigarettes, and I'll go up to the service desk and come back and blip them and hand them to me so I can put them in my pocket. Or like today, Olivia went up to service desk and blipped them and I put them in my pocket. But last week, when Maddie went up to the service desk, the guy had to come down from the service desk and blip them for her. And Olivia said, well, you got to be over 18. Oh. Now Maddie looks 21. 17. So that explains why she can't blip cigarettes. God, I was telling Olivia today, I said, back when I was a little kid, like 5, 6 years old, if your parents wrote a note, you could go to the store and get cigarettes. And she looked at me like I was speaking a different language. I said, yeah. Your parents would write a note, give little Grumpy a pack of Camel non-filters, and they'd sell them to me. Kids, they don't believe this shit. If you had a note, please give Little Grumpy a pack of non-filter Camels, signed Mrs. Adult Grumpy. Many times I'd be walking home with a pack, hold the pack of cigarettes. Oh, look, I got cigarettes. And they don't believe you. All the kids did. Their parents wrote a note because their parents were too goddamn lazy to go to the store. Although if I went up to get cigarettes, I always got a little bit of candy money. So up to the corner store I went. Now, I don't know if you could get beer on a note. I know you could get smokes because I did it from age 5. Yeah, as long as you had a note signed by your parents. And after a while, they would recognize the signature, so it wasn't a forgery like some teenagers would try to copy their parents' signature. Not to mention, the next time my parents were in the store, they'd say, "Did Little Grumpy bring them cigarettes home?" "Oh, yeah." "Okay." Yeah, I did it all the time. Every time either one of them would run out of cigarettes, "Here's a note, here's the money, go to the store, get me cigarettes." And I never forged no notes to get myself cigarettes. I just stole them from my uncle. My uncle was a long-haul truck driver, and he used to drive down to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And he would get 10, 15 cartons of cigarettes because you could buy them right there at the plant, and they were really cheap. And he would bring them home and put the cartons on the rack in his workroom. Well, instead of having a lock on the door, he had a chain and a lock. Well, the door would give about like that. So me and my cousin would just reach around, grab a pack of cigarettes, and my uncle had so many goddamn cartons he never missed them because he would open multiple cartons. I don't know why. You would think he'd open one and empty it. So when I ran out of cigarettes, I'd go over to my cousin's house. We go down the basement and reach around, grab a couple packs. Parliaments with the filter that's recessed in. I smoked Parliaments from age 14 up until cigarettes hit $6 a pack, when Parliaments were $6. and generics were like $3.50. Now, pack of Parliaments, $16.50. I remember when a carton was like, the hell was a carton? $5, $6 for a carton. I miss my Parliaments, I really do. I think at the cheap cigarette store they're 9 something a pack. Maybe if journalism wins tomorrow, I'll buy a couple packs with my winnings. They're $9.80 before tax, which got to make them like 10 and a quarter for a pack. My LDs are $5.80. That's with tax. $5.80. Hard to believe. God, I remember back in the day when they were 48 cents a pack. And if you bought them out of a cigarette vending machine, you put in 50 cents. And on the bottom of the pack would be 2 pennies. Yeah, you put 50 cents in the vending machine, select your cigarette, and there were 2 pennies on the bottom of the pack. You got your 2 pennies back. That's another thing kids don't. A cigarette vending machine? Yeah, they were everywhere. Gas stations, corner delicatessens, grocery stores. Now, you only had like 10 selections, maybe 12 in the machine. But yeah, 50 cents. And you got your 2 pennies back. I always felt sorry for the guy that had to tape them 2 pennies to the bottom of every pack of cigarettes he put in that machine. Yeah, restaurants too, right up next to the cash register. You'd pay your bill and buy a pack of cigarettes on the way out. Cigarette vending machines were everywhere, except in church. Otherwise, everywhere you went, there was a cigarette vending machine somewhere. Yeah, I forgot about restaurants. Yeah, right up front next to the cash register. You'd get your change for your meal and buy a pack of smokes on the way out. And some of the vending machines gave you packs of matches. When the cigarettes would fall to the bottom of the machine, a pack of matches would drop down. So you had your smokes and a pack of matches, pack of book matches. Yeah, kids today, they don't believe that. And that's basically where kids, if nobody was paying attention, young kids could buy smokes. If they had 50 cents and nobody was watching that machine, I remember going to a ball game, and you'd have the hot dog vendor and you'd have a cigarette vendor. Now, he didn't have a big selection, but he'd walk through the stadium, cigarettes, cigarettes, get your cigarettes. We had cigarette vendors walking around in the stadium. And kids today, they think you're, oh, he's telling some shit story, you know. You tell them, hey, we had cigarette vending machines. And then they're like, okay, what's the punchline? No punchline. Gargle them. You can gargle them, now up comes a picture, cigarette vending machine. And if they were the more expensive machine, you got book matches. If the guy spent a few extra bucks for that book match section, you pull a lever, the cigarettes would fall into the tray at the bottom, and then over underneath the coin return would be a book match dispenser. Some places you bought book matches, 2 cents. They actually had a book match dispensing machine. I remember they used to have pen dispensing machines. If you needed a pen, there was a machine for it. Get a pack of cigarettes, a pack of matches, and a pen on the way out. They had all kinds of dispensing machines back in the day. Kids think, you know, the machines you see today, no. We had all kinds of dispensing machines. Gum machines. I remember a gum dispensing machine, too, at the one gas station that was up the corner from me. Yeah. The guy put a box up there. Help yourself. Easy, Grumpy. Yeah, sometimes there was just a box. Kids don't believe this shit. Now, the gas station that was up the corner from me had the book matches in the machine. And it was right underneath the coin return. So you get your cigarettes, and there was a tray at the bottom of the machine they'd fall into. And then underneath the coin return, if you needed because some people would leave their book matches. Sometimes there'd be 3 or 4 book matches in there. Oh, I made out. But if a store owner agreed, those machines were everywhere. As a matter of fact, my barber had one. I remember my barber shop had a cigarette vending machine because they had 6 barbers. So the place was always busy, and you could smoke in the barber shop. And they had a cigarette vending machine in front of the barber shop. Matter of fact, you could smoke while you're getting a haircut, too, you know. I got to get to that side. Put the cigarette out. Oh, okay. Okay. Christ, back in the day, you could smoke everywhere. I remember smoking in a grocery store. Getting your groceries, having a smoke. You tell people that today, they're like, oh, you're full of shit. You smoke. Christ, you smoke in hospital back in the day. It's another thing people don't believe. One end of the hall would be smoking, and one end would be non-smoking. Now they've determined it was bad for you. Like especially after surgery, it does slow the healing. Really, there have been studies done. If you have surgery and come out and have a cigarette, you're already slowing the healing down. But you smoke in a hospital, smoke in a plane, smoke in a grocery store. You could smoke in just about every store. Like I say, I walk in the barber shop, there'd be clouds of smoke everywhere. Yeah, restaurants too. I forgot about that. Yeah. You want smoking or non-smoking? Smoking. I forgot about restaurants. Yeah. You'd place your order and light up a cigarette. Then after you got done eating, waiting for the check, you would light up a cigarette. Like now. You know how many people have bitched about this? I have gotten nasty emails, nasty stuff on my Facebook page. It's disgusting. You shouldn't be doing that. People are watching. Well, cover your eyes. Oh, yeah, every now and then somebody will take a shot at me. Like I'm the only person ever on YouTube to light up a cigarette. No one out of the millions of YouTubers smoke except me. I wonder if Jeff gets nasty emails. And we know what Stone Vet is smoking, and it ain't a cigarette. Uh-oh. Maybe I gave his secret away. Gee, the other day I saw Hippie. He was looking pretty good. Josh said that he was having some health problems, but he looked pretty good on camera the other day. Yeah, I'm in my home, but as one person said, you're delivering a bad message to youth. Like, gun violence isn't a bad message. Xbox isn't a bad message. I'm not the only person ever. Yeah, I'm delivering a bad message. How many youth are watching me right now? Well, maybe Tim. Well, Timmy ain't a youth. Oh, no. Josh, he'll tell you what brand he's smoking. Or he pulls out the bong every now and then. Boy, there's a dead giveaway, huh? He's allowed. YouTube hasn't ever shut him down. He's an adult. But yeah, sometime, as a matter of fact, if I get another one, I'll read it. Some people get downright nasty. I tell them then, don't watch. I ain't begging. Well, I was begging for subscribers, but you can subscribe and not watch. Uh-oh. Yeah, I wish I wish the hospital would approve it. Matter of fact, that's another thing I'm going to talk to the big honcho about. There are other hospitals in Cleveland that have approved it. Well, Linda, sometime that believe me, if it ever got to that point, that would be telling me, it's a little too late to quit, but quit. Yeah, sometime you need somebody to hit you in the head with a ball peen hammer, Light that up and blow up the house, Mom. Whoop. Yeah, sometime that's what it takes to open people's eyes. And it'll probably be the same with me. I've been smoking since I was 14. I'll be 74 in November. I'm surprised I have lungs. But my x-rays turn out all right. Except for all the nodules. But even then, I came right out and asked my oncologist, did this cause it? He said no. I said, then I ain't gonna quit. He just gave me the evil stink eye. Like I say, I got an appointment with him in the middle of the month. And you know how he'll come in and greet me? The door will open, he'll go, you're still smoking. Well, how are you feeling, Doc? Thanks for the warm greeting. Little Chinese guy. I don't get insulted. I laugh at him because he's funny. Because he don't speak it a good English. Just enough for me to understand. Yeah. Unfortunately, by the time you get the warning, it's a little late. And it's sad that's what it took. But the damage was already done. Oh, don't get me started on tattoos. Oh, God. I see these young girls today with ink down, up and down their arms, down their legs, across their ass. I tell the girls, that tramp stamp that you think looks so cute right now, when you get to be 50 or 60, that tramp stamp will look like an octopus eating a starfish. Oh, and then the girls that do the neck. Oh, God, that really have a bunch of tattoos across their neck. There was one I saw a couple weeks ago. She had from her wrist all the way up, across her back, coming down the other shoulder. Her back was tattooed down to her ass. I'm like, you probably got $5,000 worth of tattoos. Is that the best thing? And then they don't think what they're going to look like when they get old. God, there's nothing more hideous than see an old man or an old woman with saggy tattoos. I always look at them and go like, what were you thinking? This is a form of personal expression, too. I get a lot of these. You're number one. Thank you. I could think of a little different way for personal expression than to spend $5, $6, $10,000 inking up every inch of my body. God, recently I saw a picture of a guy over in England. He has every square inch of his body tattooed. Right down to the bottom of his feet. From the top of his head, face. He looked hideous. He was inked all the way to the bottom of his feet. And the guy that was doing the interview said, don't drop your pants. We don't want to see that on camera. But he assured the guy, I'm inked down there too. Oh. Whoa, it hurts just thinking of that. Now, I could see like a heart or maybe a sunbeam or, a tasteful little one here or there. No, it was a live interview. Because the guy was showing, like, picked up his feet, and he had in between his toes every square inch of his body. He had ink in his ears. I mean, eyelids. Easy. Yeah, he closed his eyes, and he had ink on his eyes, eyelids. And they asked him, were you competing or something? He goes, no, I just like tattoos. He's over in England somewhere. I can't remember what the name of the program was. Because they were interviewing people with extreme. Yeah, it was called like Extreme Ink. I don't remember a mention of the Guinness Book, but the name of the program was Extreme Ink. And it showed all these men and women from all around the world because he even said he had tattoos in the crack of his ass. And that's when the interviewer said, "Well, no, don't drop your pants. We don't want that on camera." I can't imagine laying on a tattoo table while somebody spread my cheeks, getting a tattoo. And he was tattooed on the front part too. I can't even picture that. Tattoo artist with his tattoo gun, and someone was spreading this guy's ass so that he could tattoo. Although, true story, when my buddy's son was doing his residency, was it Johns Hopkins? He was doing a surgical residency. I want to keep hitting this microphone. And this girl came in for an emergency appendectomy. Right hand was told to me face to face. She had her pubic hair dyed green with a tattoo above it that said, "Keep off the grass." He wanted to take a picture, but he couldn't. I would have loved to have been in the operating room going, "Holy shit, look at this." Pick up the sheet. "Look, everybody, keep off the grass." Yeah. He said they were shocked in the operating room. Now, I said to him, "Don't they usually operate through like a sheet with a little hole in it?" I never did get the answer as how, because your appendix is a little higher than that. But yeah, keep off the grass. I didn't know they made green hair dye. I mean, I know they make that comb-in stuff that washes out. This was actual dye. Because I asked, one of the nurses asked her, "Is that dye?" That had to hurt. Oh, that had to look cute. I bet you tattoo artists could tell some wild stories. I wonder if they secretly photograph their work. People are fucking nuts. Christ, I cringe when I have to see a proctologist, let alone. And then, how do they get the guy to hold the ass cheeks open? Do they rock, paper, scissors? You lose! Oh. Oh, yeah. I bet you tattoo artists could. Oh, they'd be. Well, I don't know if they would be New York Times bestseller list, but that would be a book for Dr. Phil. Today, Memoirs of a Tattoo Artist. Come on in, Shirley. Tell us some of your best tattoos. Rock, paper, scissors. You lose. Oh. Don't fart. Please. I wonder if the tattoo artist has like a really long tattoo needle. I wouldn't want to be getting close into my work. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I bet you it was the same for the tattoo on the front part. Rock, paper, scissors. Can you stretch that a little farther? Oh, God, how the hell did we get on this subject? Oh, Jesus Christ. Although, much pain as I'm in, I needed a good laugh. Oh. That's almost as bad as some of these body piercings. Oh, Jesus Christ. I ain't even gonna go there. Between tattoo parlors and body piercing parlors, boy, they could write some stories. Memoirs of a Body Piercer. I don't think that would be an author that Johnny Carson would have interviewed. And tonight on the Carson Show, we have the author of Memoirs of a Tattoo Parlor Artist. I feel sorry for the book reviewer that had to read that book for the New York Times. Oh, it's got pictures too. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, light one up. See if I can get some nasty letters. Oh, God. I can see a guy going home to dinner. Sit down to dinner. How was your day, dear? Oh, a lot of secretary work. I typed my fingers to the bone. How was your day? Oh, I had to spread some guy's ass cheeks for a couple of hours. Really, dear? Tell me about it. Yeah, I lost at rock, paper, scissors, and we were praying he wouldn't pass gas. He'd have blown up right there. Yeah, he'd have blown the shop of the tattoo needle. Fire department shows up. What happened? Well, we had an ass explosion. Yeah. Can you call EMS? My hands are burned from holding the sheet open. Guy comes home with two burned hands. Oh my God! Oh God! Oh, wonder if your insurance covers that. Burned hands due to ass explosion. I could see the guy laying in the hospital with his ass all bandaged. What happened to you? Well, I farted during a tattoo. Yeah, I had an accident. God. Boy, did we get off the subject tonight. Oh, I gotta crank the fan up another notch. I'm sweating my ass off. Oh, boy. Oh. Yeah, dear, I had an accident today at work. Gee, dear, tell me all about it. While I'm spoon feeding you. Oh, Jesus. You have to get plastic surgery on your ass so you could get a new tattoo. Oh, Jesus Christ. I could see why the interviewer told the cameraman, Don't drop your pants, please. We'll take your word for it. He even had tattoos inside of his fucking lips. Because he pulled his lips down. And that guy was sick. And he looked like a snake. That's because he bitched because the one tattoo artist screwed up part of his skull. Well, I'm glad I could put a smile on everybody's face and a chuckle in their step tonight. It sure worked wonders for me. They were on his gums. He was tattooed on his lip and his gums. Because he pulled his lip down and then on his gums. The only thing that wasn't tattooed was his tongue, because they said for some reason the ink wouldn't take. That was the only thing that wasn't tattooed. Like you say, he had his eyelids, upper and lower, inside his ears, everywhere. In between his fingers, in between his toes, bottom of his feet. It was actually disgusting. I'll have to see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure the program was called Extreme Ink or something like that. And they interviewed people from all around the world. And this guy, although there was one real sicko, his face was tattooed like the devil. And he actually had implants that raised up, it looked like little horns. But his face looked like the devil. And he had horns. Oh, maybe somebody with ink. Some other idiot, you know. Oh. I never thought of that pattern. He probably interviewed, it was an hour long. I think he had like 30 or 35 people. But the last segment was this idiot that had, and he was somewhere in England. But the one with the horns, the implants, that one got me. It's almost as bad as these idiots that have their teeth ground to points like Dracula. But he had fucking implants. I'm thinking, all right, this guy's in his late 20s, early 30s. What's he going to do when he's like 60? You saw the idiot with the horns? They weren't big, but they were big enough. What plastic surgeon does horn implants? And there's got to be, who makes the prosthetics? You mean there's actual companies that make horn prosthetics? Evidently, this guy had them. And what did they do? Glue them to your skull? How do they keep them from moving around? God, there's some sick people in this earth. And then, who is going to hire somebody like this? You would have to have like your own internet company or something. I can't see this guy working, for a Fortune 500 company. Well, it's been a hell of a show. We started off talking about 103 subscribers, and we ended up talking about a guy getting his ass cheeks tattooed. Rock, paper, scissors. You lose! Oh, yeah, I could see walking into your local bakery. The devil walks out. Can I help you? Yeah, we did. Laughed until our ribs hurt, which I needed tonight. The sore ribs now take my mind off the pain in my shoulder and my back. Oh, it was fun. Like I say, we don't need 10,000 subscribers. This little group is perfect. Because we're all little. One sandwich is short of a picnic. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, I'm still sweating. Oh, God. And I got the fan on high. Oh, boy. Well, group, you made it a fun night tonight. What a celebration for 103, huh? I appreciate everybody for putting up with my sick humor. Hey, I wouldn't be me sitting here straight-laced. That wouldn't work. It'll definitely be a show to talk about. Oh, God. I keep closing my eyes and seeing that poor guy stretching the ass cheeks open. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that'll be burned in my memory. I'll be seeing that in my sleep tonight. Oh. Well, what am I looking for? Oh, okay. Looking for my outro. Well, friends, It's been a hell of a night tonight. I enjoyed every minute of it. I just can't close my eyes now. Well, thanks for being here for the 103 celebration and vision of the ass cheek tattoos. And with that, we will meet again tomorrow night. I lost my clicker.